r/TalesFromTechSupport, episode 39. The janitor is my superhero. Hey all. I have another story to tell, since my one about the thing in the box and your server is where did so well a while back. This is another tale from my time as an MSP technician and actually occurred at my very first MSP job. This occurred back in September of 2013. For some of you this month might stand out, because a certain something that rhymes with Riptoblocker started becoming big around this time. For story purposes the cast is as follows. #ME, obvious, though at this point still a middle-range tech monkey #STUDE, sales professional #TECHDAD, senior technician at the company I worked at #JANITOR, the hero of our story. I had been working at this MSP for about a year now. Things were going relatively well. I was kind of on the fast track, because #TECHDAD liked me, and saw potential in me as his Padawan, which meant I basically just followed him around all day, and did help desk monkey things, while learning by osmosis. The company had its share of problems, but my tech side coworkers were alright. Sales on the other hand, as anybody from an MSP background can tell you, was a mess. It was pretty routine for our sales professionals to sell things that they did not understand, which meant they would often sell the wrong things to customers without consulting us first, or make promises that were impossible to keep, all in the name of closing a deal which the way their pay was structured netted them a bonus for the number of clients that they signed. Enter #STUDE. This guy was your typical salesman, right down to wearing purple shirts with popped collars and gold chains, complete with spiked hair and fake tan. For some mysterious reason he was catnip to new customers and his sales numbers were insane. The mysterious reason is that he would promise them impossible things even more regularly than the other sales professionals. Anyway, #STUDE accosted #ME and #TECHDAD one day on our way into the building one day, accosted being the best word, because the guy had clearly been waiting for #TECHDAD and basically sprung from the corner of the lobby like a goblin the moment he appeared. #STUDE, hey, where have you been? Why are you late? #TECHDAD, I work 8 to 6. It's 7:30. #STUDE, whatever. Hey, I have a hot prospect who needs support right now. I told them you would be leaving here an hour ago, so you need to start driving. #TECHDAD, what? What client? What's happening? #STUDE, my new prospect, they're gonna sign next week, but they need help now. You need to go now. A large argument ensues in the lobby with #TECHDAD demanding information and #STUDE demanding that he get in his car and drive to a so far non-contracted non-paying customer about 45 minutes away. The owners of the company get involved. #STUDE convinces them they smell money. #TECHDAD and I are in his car within the hour driving to an unknown location with unknown issues. We get on site, and without violating the rules of the sub, a thing had happened and this very large, very old and very unprepared company had lost access to basically all of their data. Including, gasp, the backups that they knew about. Now this was back in early September, so a lot of this was still new, and we had not seen a lot of this particular kind of ware before. We tell them the usual spiel, and then set to work with all the tricks and tools we can to try and recover this data, which #STUDE had helpfully told the customer was something we do all the time and could be completed in just an hour or so. Needless to say, several hours, then over a day, goes by before valiant #TECHDAD is about to admit defeat. There is nothing he can do. They have no good backups. Their data is irretrievable. The owners of our company are furious with #TECHDAD for not being able to fix it, so he can get back to paying clients, rather than with #STUDE, who with their help, roped him into it. Then, as though sent from on high like an angel, comes #JANITOR. He pokes his head into the server closet, where we've set up our shop, because he sees we've propped the door open. He's done this a few times over the past day or so, mostly because he seemed to have an interest in tech, even if he didn't understand most of it. #JANITOR, hey fellas, any luck? #me, not so much #janitor. Did anybody show you the server? #me glances over at the server #janitor. No. The one I take care of, #techdad perks up at this and asks what server he means. So #janitor takes us across the building to a small room that was clearly an old server closest, in which we found a working tape backup system. This #janitor had been tasked years ago with swapping the tapes in and out of this machine by some arcane I.T. department of the past, and had faithfully done his duty for years, even figuring out how to order new tapes and label them. Needless to say, some of the data was still corrupt, but we managed to recover their network to a reasonable period from before the incident and got a multi-million-dollar company back on their feet. All thanks to #janitor, who is and always will be my hero. Your employee lied to you. We received a ticket Monday at 9:10. At 9:11 we responded with troubleshooting steps. When they didn't work, the user called me at 9:15. I walked her through some more and none of them worked. Since the branch she was at was a 10-minute drive, I told her that I would need to send a tech and she would be out there in just a few minutes. 9:30. 20 minutes after the ticket was put in, the user's immediate boss called me and said that her employee was down and we weren't doing anything to help her. I told her that yes we were, we did some troubleshooting and it didn't work, so I'm sending a tech out there. She is walking out the door now and should be there in the next 15 minutes. At 9:40 the branch manager calls me and says that she has a teller who hasn't been able to work for 40 minutes and she was told we aren't doing anything to help. I told her that yes we are doing something, we troubleshoot the basics, and when that didn't work I sent a tech out there who should be arriving in the next 5 minutes. Then she asked me why her employees weren't told that. I mentioned that not only was the original teller told, but so was her head teller. But she responded that they say we told them nothing. I told her they were told, and we record door lock calls, so I can send her the recordings. I guess she thought I was lying, so I sent her the recording with the title that she was misinformed. Also, the ticket had been updated each time. The problem was fixed 3 minutes after the tech walked in the door. Turns out neither teller nor head teller knew how to turn off a computer that was frozen. Troubleshooting steps included turning the computer off via the power button. They turned off the monitor instead. When I tried to get them to unplug to get it to turn off, you guessed it, they unplugged the monitor. They both said they thought that was the computer and I never mentioned unplugging the modem. That's true, I never said the word modem, I said computer, internet black hole. Long time ago I worked for an origination that was running Microsoft Exchange 2003 for its email. All our remote sites had a local Exchange server where the mailboxes for the office resided. One day we got notified that an Exchange server in one remote site was down. I traveled out to the site and determined it was a hardware failure. I contacted Dell and got replacement parts sent out. Before I left the office for the day I updated all the users on the status. I told them email will be down for a few days until we could get the server fixed. I also told them that they would not have any emails for the time period the server was down. We had a policy in place that if an email could not be delivered within 24 hours, that it was dropped and the sender got a non-deliverable response. Few days go by, the parts arrived, and I was able to get the server back up and running. I sent out an email to the entire office notifying them it was all up and operational again. Also reminded them that they would have a gap in their email for the missing days as they were not able to receive any because the server was down. I did a walk around the office making sure all the users were back up and running and let them know there would be missing emails for the days the server was down. I get to the office manager. First thing she said was, "Where are all my missing emails?" I told everyone why they would not have emails for the time period the servers was down. I told everyone multiple times, both verbally and written in an email. I was feeling like a smartass. So I said, "In the middle of the internet is a black hole. Every time your website won't load, or you are missing a file, or you don't get an email, it gets sucked into this black hole and lost forever. She looked at me straight-faced and said, "That makes sense." And she never asked about her missing emails again. Do a backup on your own. This is my first post, so I don't really know what I'm doing here. And it's not even a support thing either, but I wanted to share this experience with somebody, and I think this seems to be the right place and amp, #X200B, cast, $me, $ITEXPERT, head of it, and amp, #X200B. I work in a company that has an ed department for its own software and hardware. Most of our code is in PHP, and we have a development server where every developer has his own port and files, where he can do whatever we want and test it. Only if we are finished with a project we commit our changes to a SVN that manages the versions of the program. $ITEXPERT is the brother of the boss, so he gets away with nearly everything. He has limited knowledge, his knowledge is from the ATIES, of its security, backups, and servers, but manages all of it and nobody else knows what he is doing. Today he came to the conclusion that it is necessary to move our development server, it's a VM, to another host. Something strange happens, and the VM is now set back to the state of 2 weeks ago. That means 2 weeks of development is lost. I immediately grabbed the phone and talked to him and amp, #X200B, $me, there is a problem with our server. The data is 2 weeks old, $ITEXPERT, yeah there was a problem when I moved it to the other host. It's no big deal, right? You all have local backups of your development progress, right? $me, no. Why should we have local backups when there is a server that has a backup of its own? $ITEXPERT, well there is no backup of this server. I didn't know that I have to do a backup of this machine. I mean it's only the development server and not the production server. $me, there are only 2 servers you don't need to backup because they are restored from backups. All other servers have to be backed up. $ITEXPERT, there is only one solution to this. Tell every developer that they have to do a local backup of their files and everything should be fine in the future. If they need a bigger SSD they can get one and amp, #X200B. This is only the condensed version of this story. This entire event was hours long and the conclusion was that I wrote an email to everybody that they have to do a local backup of their progress. Maybe you can imagine the facepalms of the other developers. How many lights? Background: I worked for a call center that had a contract with a large telecommunications company. My official title was Level 3 Tech Support, but this was mostly a supervisor role to frontline support. On one shift, I had an agent pass me a customer who was insisting on us sending out a tech. We serviced only business accounts, so we often attracted quite a few problem customers who loved to escalate easy fixes, some incurring a $300 fee for wasted tech dispatch. Conversation between me and angry customer, me, *AFTER getting all the nodes from the last tech. I know a few key facts. The modem has no lights, they have no connection to the internet, and they want a tech out immediately. I've checked and it will be 2 days for a dispatch, which I haven't told her I'm willing to do yet, ma'am. I've looked into the issue after speaking with the last tech, and I believe this issue could be fixed over the phone with just a little troubleshooting. That's not my problem. I've done everything I can do, and your equipment isn't working. It is very important that we fix this as soon as possible. *SHE is shouting this. By this point I understand your frustration, but dispatching a tech for fixes that can be done over the phone could result in a fee, as well as downtime for your service we won't reimburse. *THIS line will typically agitate most people, but she's already upset, and I'm trying to appeal to her rational brain, if such exists. I will not pay for you to fix your stuff that is broken. There are a few things I want to check, and if we can't fix it over the phone, I'll be happy to set up a tech to come out. The strategy works, and I get her on the idea that we are tackling the issue together, instead of her fighting against me. We check the modem, no lights. No inclination of a burnt out modem yet. so I'm not issuing a replacement. Check the power cable in the back of the modem, unplug and plug back in. No lights. In order to check where it's plugged in at, she has to get behind her desk, something she grumbles about the entire time. It's plugged into a surge protector. Me, does the surge protector have any lights on it, or any other devices plugged into it? No, it doesn't. Me, and the surge protector is plugged into the wall. *ANNOYED it is. No one gets back here, so why would that be unplugged? Me, if there is a switch on that surge protector, can you flip the switch and see if any lights come on? She flips the surge protector power switch, and things start to improve. The modem gets lights on it. It's still broken, I can't get online. Me, if the DSL light is flashing, it won't come on yet. I'm waiting to see if we can. About this time, the modem comes in sync with our system and I can get replies from it. Try your internet now. It's working. Me, I'm glad to hear it is working. In the future, if you have issues, we are always willing to help. TL, Doctor, angry customer wanted a tech out to fix DSL. Modem was powered off at the surge protector. Saved her $300 and a 2-day wait for a tech. The data only works when I'm in my hotel. So the company I work for provides SIM cards to travelers so they can make calls and use data while abroad. Just today I had to deal with this particularly funny customer. The guy was probably in his 60s, so as you'd expect he wasn't exactly the sharpest when it comes to technology. He called complaining about how the data only worked when he was inside his hotel. I immediately realized that the guy was connected to Wi-Fi rather than data. I still wanted to confirm, so I asked him to send a screenshot, which he obviously did not know how to do. I sent instructions on how to do it, and he promptly replied. The response had me and my coworkers laughing for days. It was a picture of this man's feet. It was a pair of wrinkly ass legs and feet in brown f***ing sandals with yellow crusty nails. He even texted a couple of hours later asking if we had figured it out. This man literally looked at a picture of his feet, sent it, and went about his day thinking it was just what we needed, and judging by how this man's feet pic was the highlight of our week, I guess it really was what we needed. Of crashes, backups and the unexpected hero. Some 20 years ago, one of our clients wanted to extend the space on their server. This server was delivered long before I started working for this company. You know where this is going. $ME equals obvious. $SA equals server administrator. $DEV equals junior developer. $MGMT equals owner of the company I then worked for. I come prepared. I know what SCSIID the current disk has. I checked what kind of controller we are dealing with and what kind of connector is used, so I know for sure the additional disk will actually physically fit in the server. Communication was sent out to inform all employees of the upgrade. That should not take but half an hour. Shut down, power off, disk in, connect, power on, boot, and adding the disk can be done while running everything else as usual. $ME, $SA, backups have been made for the past week. We have a full backup and some additional ones. $SA, yes, they are here, labeled and all. $ME, okay, we can go ahead then. I will shut down and put in the disk. Shut down, power off, add disk, connect, power on ***NO ***SYSTEM disk error or disk error *OHCR \*# P** so I power down, disconnect the new disk, thinking I did something wrong. Power on ***NO ***SYSTEM disk error or disk error click **OH holy CR \*# P** time. To call the office. $ME. It seems the original hard disk in their server died on me. $MGMT. How is that possible? What did you do wrong? This is going to cost extra hours. Blah blah. Your fault. Blah blah. You just go fix it. Click ***. If anyone can explain why I put up with sh ***G like that for 8 more years, please tell me. Right. So I dig up the install media, the license disk, the backup software, the information about this server, surprisingly pretty complete, and the backup tapes. I get to the point of actually inventory the tapes and starting to restore things. Insert media number 2 asterisk 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 SOMEONE shoot me NOW asterisk $me $SA. I seem to be missing a tape. It is asking for #2 of yesterday $SA. Ow, yeah. I noticed in the mornings it was ejecting the tape instead of keeping it inside $me. That means the backup can no longer fit on one tape, so we have incomplete backups that cannot be restored. For how long has this been going on? $SA. I don't know. A few moths or so asterisk THAT sinking FEELING asterisk $me. Well, you have a problem then, because you will have a gap in the $DATABASE information. That same data you need to save for 15 years to avoid any liability. If people crash $DEV, would that be $DATABASE in an LT, $DATABASE folder on the network in GT, by any chance? $ME, yep. Why? $DEV, well, because you were going to take out the server for some time. I wanted to see if I can run this thing local, so it isn't that slow. So I made a 100% full copy of that folder asterisk. I could absolutely kiss the guy in that moment. Needless to say, the rest of the restore went okay, with minimal data loss. This server was almost dedicated for that database, not much else. Lessons learned: old disks, especially running 24/7, don't like spin downs. They will stick backup, always, backup, but verify and test restore everything. If possible on different bare metal.